Welcome to the Dosh Report, where we cite news from around the world to expose the New World Order. So let's get to business. Today, we're going to talk about IBM's role in the Holocaust and how they actually helped Hitler with the tracking number on their forearms with the Hollerith punch card machine. IBM's role in the Holocaust, what new documents reveal. Newly released documents expose more explicitly the details of IBM's pivotal role in the Holocaust. All 6 phases: identification, expulsion from society, confiscation, ghettoization, deportation, and even extermination. Moreover, the documents portray with crystal clarity the personal involvement and micromanagement of IBM President Thomas J. Watson in the company's co-planning and co-organizing of Hitler's campaign to destroy the Jews. So, IBM's terrorist hunting software raises troubling questions. The best analogy may be to predictive policing software, which is increasingly in vogue with U.S. police departments. Generally speaking, predictive policing seeks to forecast where crime is going to occur or who is likely to commit a crime, and to deploy officers in response to those forecasts. One of the chief criticisms of predictive policing is that the programs are almost entirely opaque, even when companies designing the software reveal the kinds of information they use. The algorithm itself is a black box. This intentional obscurity makes it close to impossible for an outside observer to audit the fairness of the algorithm, or for a targeted community to independently evaluate the legitimacy of police officers' increased presence in their neighborhood. Now, with Huffington Post, who will be a potential terrorist in the future? Well, this administration now has the power to indefinitely detain Americans without charge or trial. NDAA Series Section 1021 and 1022 authorized President Obama and now authorize President Trump to order the arrest and indefinite detention without charge or trial of anyone labeled a suspected terrorist or belligerent. Now, who is potentially a terrorist? Congressmen, Air National Guard colonels, and even 7-year-olds have been placed on terrorist watch lists after being classified as reverent of individual liberty, suspicious of centralized federal authority, supportive of president candidates Ron Paul and Bob Barr, or insisting on paying with cash. Trump says take guns first and worry about due process second in the White House gun meeting on USA Today. President Trump said Wednesday he favors taking guns away from people who might commit violence before going through legal due process in the courts. One of many startling comments he made in a rambling White House meeting designed to hash out school safety legislation with a bipartisan group of lawmakers. Well, from WJZ 13 CBS Baltimore, Maryland's red flag law turns deadly. Officer kills man who refused to turn in gun. According to police, 2 officers serving the new Extreme Risk Protective Order, Red Flag Law, a Maryland protective order to remove guns from a household, shot and killed the man listed on that order. Under the law, family police, mental health professionals can all ask for the protective orders to remove weapons, said Sergeant Jacqueline David with Anne Arundel County Police. That man was identified as Gary J. Willis of same address. Officials said Willis answered the door while holding a handgun. Willis then placed a handgun next to the door. When officers began to serve him the order, Willis became irate, which means basically pissed off, and grabbed his gun. One of the officers tried to take the gun from Willis, but instead Willis fired the gun. The second officer fired a gun, striking Willis. He died at the scene. From Beto O'Rourke, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15s.
On further, you said, quote, Americans who own AR-15s and AK-47s will have to sell them to the government, all of them. You know, the critics call this confiscation. Are you proposing taking away their guns, and how would this work?
I am, if it's a weapon that was designed to kill people on a battlefield.
Thank you, and see you next week.